Hello, I'm Teacher Oakley. Welcome to Verbling for the
Hello,
next
teacher.
hour. Hello, Colette. How are you
How
today?
you doing? Fine, thank you.
Nice to have you back in class.
Yes, I was in vacation, long vacation in Istanbul for more than 2 weeks.
Oh, great. Terrific. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. For today's class, we're going to look at phrasal verbs again. It's to be specific, phrasal verbs to talk about emotions and feelings. And once again, we'll be discussing some of these and doing some exercises, fill-in-the-blank exercises to test our knowledge of these phrasal verbs. Of course, I'll be explaining them as we go along and their uses and other phrasal verbs that are part of the exercise. And as well as phrasal verbs, of course, can be kind of tricky because commonly, a phrasal verb will have a concrete or physical meaning and then a different abstract meaning, or even multiple abstract meanings on occasion. Okay, what is a phrasal verb? Simply put, a phrasal verb is a combination of a verb and a preposition. The preposition now becomes an adverbial particle. It's working as an adverb. This whole unit is treated as any other regular verb. The only difference is the two words can be separated by an object noun, or the object noun can follow the phrasal verb. So you have to be aware of that. Some phrasal verbs, in fact, are intransitive, and which means that they take no object at all. Okay, anyway, hopefully we can learn a little vocabulary to talk about emotions and feelings, specifically phrasal verbs. Let me say hello to Anke. Is it Anke?
Yes. Yes, it's Anke. Yes, hello. Hello.
Anke, okay. Hello,
yes.
how are you?
Yes, I'm fine. Thank you. How are you? Also fine, I hope.
Yeah. I'm doing okay. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us.
All
right, and I would like to also greet Lan. Hello, Lan.
Yes, hello.
Hi. How are you today?
I'm fine. Hello, teacher. Hello, everyone.
Hi. Welcome to the class.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. And it appears that Felipe has joined us. Hello, Felipe.
Hello.
Yes. Hello, Tuan.
Yeah. Hello. How are you doing?
Okay.
There's a little noise or echo.
Yeah. Thank you. Tuan, again, hello, how are you? If you wouldn't mind, you have background noise. You have noise.
Okay, I see. I'm sorry for that noise. I'm trying to find my fans.
All right. Please. Okay. It might be better if you mute your microphone when you're not speaking, and then we're going to take turns doing some exercise. So I'll call on you, and you can unmute yourself. That's not a problem. Okay, Felipe, I know you've had a little bit of difficulty with your audio today.
I'm fine.
Great, I can hear you loud and clear.
Nice.
Great, thanks for joining us. All right. And hello to Heidi. Hello, Heidi.
Hello, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you as well. Okay, let's get started here. Looking at phrasal verbs to talk about emotions and feelings. Okay. We're going to start by doing some fill-in-the-blank exercises. Multiple choice. You have 4 choices. please read the sentence when I call on you and try to fill in the blank with the correct phrasal verb below. Okay, I'm going to start with Khaled, since you were first in. Khaled, can you read number 1 for us, please?
Of course. They were blank with excitement at thought of seeing the sea. I think they were jumping on.
Jumping on, no. Jumping on with, nope, that doesn't quite work.
Okay.
Jumping on is usually just used for physically, okay, you jump on the car, for example. We have idioms that include jumping on, but basically by itself, it's just used in a physical way. Okay, Khaled, do you have another guess?
Bubbling over. Bubbling over.
Bubbling over, actually.
Yes, bubbling.
It's very good. They were bubbling over with excitement at the thought of seeing the sea. Bubbling over with excitement. The entire phrase is a common collocation. Okay, usually bubbling over with excitement, bubbling over with enthusiasm, usually very positive. Kind of means they were, they could barely contain themselves. They were extremely emotional with whatever. You always see bubbling over with something. Very commonly excitement, enthusiasm, something like that. Act out is when you don't act on, this is actually usually a negative term. When you act out, you're mad at your mother, so you hit your brother. That's acting out, okay? You're acting out your frustration with someone else on a third party who's not even the person that you're upset with. So acting out is very negative. Sweeping away, usually you're actually going to hear swept away. To sweep that's the verb you use for a broom when you clean the floor. Okay, you can sweep away something more abstract. Of course, you sweep away the dirt, but you can sweep away, the bad feelings in a room by playing some happy music. Yeah, for example. You often commonly hear swept away. They were swept away. By something. They were swept away. Maybe they were swept away with the excitement, but not sweeping away. It doesn't fit. If you get swept away, people get romantically swept away. All right, they get carried away. They get overly. It's actually close to bubbling over. They get overly emotive. They get obsessed with their own emotion. If you're swept away by the romance, okay. Get a little too emotional. Okay, Anka. Here, okay, Anka, could you try number 2, please? Anka, are you still there? Okay, Anka, I guess we'll come back to you. I'm not sure what the problem is. Lon, would you mind reading number 2, please?
Yeah. What made when he so angry? He, I think he snowed under with a face as black as thunder.
Okay, not quite. By the way, pronunciation Wayne. So
Wayne.
1 syllable, common English name. And
Wayne.
yeah, and be careful Thunder. Thunder.
Thunder.
That's better. Good job. Okay. No, I'm afraid snowed under won't work. He snowed under. Snowed under is very physical. Okay, recently in the United States, part of the Midwest and the Northeast, New York State was snowed under. They had 2 meters of snow in just a couple days, so they were definitely snowed under. Very physical, very concrete meaning. You could possibly be snowed under with work, with paperwork, for example. Similar to the idea of being buried in paperwork. Okay, so do you have another guess?
Rain off. Actually, I don't know what.
Actually, no. Rained off. I don't really know what rained off means. Okay.
So maybe the absent.
Not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what rained off means, to tell you the truth. Can't think of any sort of more abstract meaning. I can't even think of a physical meaning. Not really, not that we actually use. Okay, all right, the actual answer, Lon, is stormed out, meaning there is no real physical meaning here, only an abstract meaning. If you storm out, you leave angrily. And that's it, right? Stormed out of the room. Okay. Strangely, we never say he stormed into the room. Well, actually, I guess you could say that. He stormed into the room. Yeah, you could. You could say that. But stormed out is much more common. People, when they're angry, tend to leave, not come in. Yeah. Okay. Ice over. To ice over mean physically there's ice on the top of a pond or a puddle or a lake. A body of water has ice on top of it. That's all. The lake iced over after the cold night. But I could say more abstractly, okay, the feeling in the room, the atmosphere iced over. When the angry man stormed into the room, I suppose I could say. All right, so that one could be more abstract. Let me quickly say hello to Nader. Hello, Nader. Welcome to the class. Okay, and you're able to come. That's good news. Okay, glad to see you here. All right, let me talk to Felipe. Felipe, how about number 3? Which what do you think?
Let me see. The crowd seemed very unenthusiastic, so they tried to some excitement. Trying to let me see. Give me a second. I know that I think hit on is not is hit on strike up maybe. Or whip up. I don't know.
Yeah.
B or C.
B or C. Okay. Well, let's talk about it. First of all, let me mention that be careful pronouncing seemed. It's
seemed.
one syllable, not seemed.
Okay.
Seemed. Okay. And also, strike up doesn't quite work. You strike up, you start something, but really we only use this for specific situations, like strike up a conversation is very normal. Start a conversation. The band strikes up. You strike up the band. You suddenly start the band. Okay. In this case, I think whip up, your other choice, was more correct. We use whip up also to suddenly start something, or more like to instead of start, more of an idea of create something. He tried to create some excitement. And not just start some excitement, but create some excitement. We often use whip up for cooking. I'm going to whip up some lunch for us. I know you must be hungry. Let me whip up a little lunch. I'll whip up a couple sandwiches. All right.
Oh, really? Well, so different.
Yeah, it's a lot different than whip, of course.
Yeah.
Whip. Okay.
Yeah.
A whip is something you hit a horse with or a slave or
Yeah.
something. Right, so totally kind of unrelated here. However, we whip eggs, of course. When you beat eggs, we can say we whip eggs.
Okay.
So whip up some excitement. This is a common collocation, the whole thing, actually.
Teacher,
Yes?
the difference between streak up and whip up is more exciting and emotional than streak up. Huh? Streak up is like starting something.
Strike up
am I
is
right?
that's yeah, to some degree. Strike up is starting something, a lot less emotional. You're right about that. Whip up often has to do with emotion, but it doesn't have to. If I say I'm going to whip up a couple of sandwiches, I mean, I'm not getting overly emotional about that, of course.
But create something, right?
Create.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
This is the difference. Thank you.
And often you will hear whip something up in a totally vague way. I have no idea. I have to do a presentation in 10 minutes. I'm not prepared for it. Oh, I'm sure we can whip up something in the next 5 minutes. Okay. Okay. So anything you're creating, and usually quickly. It definitely has that idea of quickly. So the MC tried to quickly create some excitement because the crowd was enthusiastic. All right. Beat out, on the other hand, if you beat out someone for a job, you get the job and they don't. So you can beat someone out in a competition, whether that's an actual sports competition or competition for a job, or you beat out someone on an exam, you get a 92 and they get an 84. You beat them out on the exam. Hit on, totally different meaning. You can hit on an idea, suddenly have an idea. To suddenly think of something is to hit on, right? In a way, kind of related to strike up and whip up, because it does have the meaning of suddenly. Of course, much more slang-like, we can use this verb. You can hit on a girl at a bar, for example. Hey, baby, can I have your phone number? Okay, that would be an example of hitting on a girl. Something quite different. And yes, women can hit on men just as well. The verb still works either way. Okay. Anyway, let's go to number 4 here. Two's gone. Heidi, try number 4.
Matt had a lot of emotional problems, but we managed to. I'm not sure. Send him up.
Send him up. I don't think so. We managed to send him up. This is sort of odd. If you send someone up, you satirize them. You make fun of them. You might. Sometimes there's a movie that's a satire. It's a send-up of another famous movie. Okay, so we're definitely not going to satirize him up. Or of course, you send someone up, you promote them. as well. Okay, we're baseball players. We're going to send him up to the big leagues. We're going to send him up to the major leagues. We're going to send him up to the pros. That's also common. So I don't think that quite fits. Do you have another guess?
Lay him off.
No, you lay him off. That means you're going to not exactly fire him, but you're going to tell him there's no position for him in the company and he has to go. He's no longer working. So,
But it means to stay at home to have some break, no?
Not to lay off. Well, okay, to lay off can mean to stop, if that's what you mean. If someone's punching me in the arm, I may say, lay off. Okay, stop it, lay off. Okay, so it can mean to stop, but I wouldn't, if I was staying home from work, if I hadn't been told by work that I no longer work there, I would not necessarily say I'm laying off from work. I could say I'm laying off from potato chips because I'm getting too fat. I'm going to lay off potato chips for a while. All right, I'm going to stop doing that. So there's definitely the meaning of stop something.
Find him out?
No. Find him out. You're going to find out things about.
So I removed it.
The last show.
Yeah, process of elimination. That's all. Okay. You find him out. You discover some secret about him. Oh, we found him out. He's having a secret affair.
But straighten him out is
there we go.
Too normal. I don't like that.
Okay. Well, he had a lot of emotional problems. Okay. In English, we use a lot of other words. Okay, he's warped. Warped means not straight. Something's wrong with him. He's warped. He's a little bent. Okay, these are negative things that mean somebody's not right in the head. On the other hand, we have words and connotations, idioms, and expressions with straight. Okay, he's on the straight and narrow. Okay, meaning that he's morally good, he's emotionally stable. He walks a straight path. Any of these, these ideas that, all right, emotionally, mentally stable, straight. Straighten him out. Okay, managed to straighten him out. Straighten somebody out can mean that you help them with emotional problems. Could be. He needs to straighten out. Or it can mean that they are misinformed. Some information that they have is wrong, but you know the information, so you need to straighten them out. All right. When you correct somebody's belief, you straighten them out. When they have wrong information, maybe for whatever reason, what they believe is wrong. You can also use this phrasal verb. I'm going to have to straighten him out about that. He must have misunderstood me, for example. Could be used that way. Nider. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, going back to your question, hit on is definitely flirt. Flirt hard. Exaggeratedly flirt. Okay. When the children saw the ice cream stall, their eyes lit up. That's it. Okay. And basically, light up. Okay, this past tense, light, lit. Of the verb to light, lit up. Past tense of light is lit as a verb. Their eyes lit up. Eyes lit up is really standard phrase here. Pretty much idiomatic phrase that a phrasal verb is part of. If your eyes light up, your eyes get shiny and bright and wide open, and you're excited. That's it. But of course, to light up something, you could turn a lot of lights on, of course. to make it brighter, very physical meaning. Or the actress swept into the room and lit up. She lit up the room when she came inside. Okay, you can light up an atmosphere, make it brighter, more cheerful. The Christmas decorations really lit up my house. All right, they made it more cheerful, exciting, more fun. Okay, cheered up, okay, great. It makes them happier to cheer up. Oftentimes, okay, you see cheer up, lit up. Sometimes in phrasal verbs, clean up your room, cheer up, tidy up. Often we use up in a phrasal verb simply to basically give the idea of completely. So when we clean up the house, then we clean it completely. Your mom could say clean your room, but when she says clean up your room, it has more emphasis and it means completely. When we say light up, it means we light completely. So, okay, during the Christmas time, they light up the streets. All right, they add a lot of extra. It's really bright. Everything's bright completely. Cheer up, same thing. Make happy completely. Cried out. Okay, well, obviously their eyes cried out. Here, cried out means to shout. Okay, not to cry like weeping tears, but to cry, shout. So if you cry out, you cry loudly, publicly. Out, just like up can mean completely. Doesn't always mean that, it just often does. Out often means something out, often means publicly. Well, if you find him out, you make public his information. All right. Their eyes revolved around. Okay, very physically, that would be somewhat gruesome. Revolve means to spin or turn circles around and around. Okay, that's an interesting phrasal verb. She was such a narcissist. She was so egotistical. She was so full of herself that she believed the world revolved around her. All right, revolved around means something is the center of everything. Our whole business revolves around sales of rice. Okay, we sell other things, maybe we do other things, but our main business, our success or failure depends on rice. So our business revolves around rice. Great, everything is centered on that. Okay, they're giving you a bunch of things that revolved, cried, that match with eyes, but of course this is much more metaphorical, idiomatic. Okay. Their eyes twinkled or sparkled with joy. We use that same expression in English, actually, native there. Definitely. Very same, exactly the same, either one. Yeah, it is interesting, I agree. Okay, Khaled, going back to you, let's take a look at number 6.
We were so upset that we could hardly, I think, step down the tears.
Not quite. No.
Give off?
No. Process of elimination.
Set off.
And no.
Why? So hold back. Because I think I can hold back, but I found yeah, hold
back.
Maybe hold, it's okay, but hold back something. Yeah.
Yeah, it just adds emphasis to hold. You're trying to hold or restrain the tears. That's the idea.
Okay.
You hold them back from spilling out, right? You're trying to hold them. Right, that's the idea. Keep off, okay. keep off, keep on. If you're keeping something off, then you're not allowing it on. So keep off the grass. Common sign that you will see in various places in English-speaking countries where they're trying to grow the grass. You'll see signs that say keep off the grass. Very physical. Don't go on the grass. Okay. Okay. You can keep off more abstract things as well, I suppose. You can keep off smoking, for example. I need to keep off. Don't offer me a cigarette. I'm trying to keep off smoking. That's possible. Set off is to start, whether you're setting off on a trip or, frankly, you could set off fireworks. Kaboom! We also use it to set off explosives. Okay, to start explosives. So set off usually means to start something. I could also say it about a person. Don't set her off like a bomb. Kaboom! Don't set her off. I'm warning you not to make her angry, because she will explode like a bomb. And to step down is to resign. All right. Recently, the United States Defense Secretary stepped down, for example. He resigned. Yeah, anybody in any sort of position of power or authority who quits their job, we would say they step down. Okay. All right, let's go on to number 7. Okay, who's still here? Lon is still here. Lon, number 7, please.
Yes. You know they're only trying to make you lose your temper. Simmer down.
Simmer down, Lon. Very good. You got it. That's great.
Yeah.
That's correct. Temper.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know that simmer down means keep calm, right?
It is what?
The simmer down meaning keep calm down, right?
Keep calm.
Calm.
Calm. Right.
Yeah, yes. Thank you.
That's right. Okay. And be careful of pronunciation of temper. Temper. Always make sure that you're pronouncing that last syllable, the last consonant. It's very important in English because it can have grammatical consequences. Okay, simmer down, settle down is also used very similarly. Simmer down, okay, calm down, settle down, all of those, down. Definitely means to please become calmer. Okay, often used as a command, as it is here in this example. Eat away. Not sure what that would mean in this particular phrase. It's kind of funny. Eat away could be very physical. Go ahead and eat. Go ahead, eat away. But also, eat away usually means to slowly take pieces off. For example, the way my boss treats me is slowly eating away at my self-esteem. He's so cruel and so critical. Okay, very abstractly about feelings. Or I can use it much more physically. Rust is eating away at my car. Slowly, pieces of my car are falling off as the iron oxidizes and the rust eats my car. Work out. Work out. All right. Of course, you can work something out, come to a solution, come to an agreement with someone else, or figure out a solution. I think I worked out a solution to the problem. All right, but also, of course, we all know workout as meaning exercise. That's very common, of course. Tuck in. Oh, okay. Wow, this is interesting. Americans don't really use this, but tuck in is often used by British and Australians to mean eat, start to eat. Go ahead, tuck in. I whipped you up a sandwich. So, okay, it could be referred to eating. Tuck in a button. Well, you tuck in your shirt. Okay, Nader, interesting question. He asks about tuck in a button. We usually use the verb button. To button for button. Button your button would actually be very normal to say. Button your shirt, or usually we'd say it like that. Button your collar, button your shirt, button your sleeve. Tuck in your shirt is extremely common. We've all heard this from our mother. Can't go to the church with your shirt out like that. Tuck in your shirt. Okay, put your shirt inside of your pants. All right. You tuck in your children. You tuck your children into bed. All right. They get into bed and you pull the covers up under their chin and you give them a kiss on the head and say goodnight. So that's extremely common. You tuck in your children, kiss them goodnight, and you push the covers in around them so they're nice and warm and comfortable. Okay, number 8. Felipe. Number 8. Felipe?
Okay. And Derek was so angry at the news that he I was somewhere at the news that he rang off the phone and rushed out of the room.
Well, that is not wrong. I'm not going to call you wrong on that. If you ring off, okay, if you ring off, that means you, of course, before we had cell phones and now we all push a button, but of course, you used to have to put the phone into the cradle. Actually, that's what it's called. There's a little cradle that would lower little pegs, little levers, and that would hang up the phone. Okay, ring off. I'm going to ring off now. Means you hang up. Americans usually say hang up, not hang on, but hang up. Okay, so hang up and ring off mean the same thing.
Okay.
Close the phone connection, basically.
Okay.
But so it's not wrong. But in this case, he was so angry.
Hang on.
I think he slammed down the phone in anger. You slam something down, you throw it down in an angry way. All right. He slammed down his fist on the table. Okay. Right. Occasionally, Americans might use it in a more slang way to talk about slam down your food or slam down your Coca-Cola, to drink or eat extremely fast. I don't think British use it this way, but Americans definitely do. Okay. Or to drop something in a very angry way. Hang on's a little trick. Instead of hang up, they say hung on. Hang on, present tense. Hang on is to wait. I might commonly say, hang on a minute. Just give me a minute. Just hang on. I'll be right with you. Okay, you can hang on every word that the speaker's saying, meaning you're waiting. It's all about waiting. Or hang on can mean to, well, desperately hang on, help is coming. Okay, somebody's hanging off, literally, possibly hanging off a cliff, or they're in an icy river in their car. You might tell them to hang on, to wait. Really, hang on, help is coming, but okay. And that call up, of course, is the opposite of ring off or hang up. You call someone up, you open up the telephone connection. Interestingly, called up. Okay. Okay, earlier I mentioned that the Secretary of Defense recently stepped down in the United States. Chuck Hagel was his name, and he recently stepped down. He announced his resignation, and I'm very curious who the president will call up to replace him. If someone is called up, they're appointed for a promotion. Okay, an athlete could be called up to the big leagues. All right, similar to earlier, I said an athlete could be sent up. Okay, he's sent up or he's called up, sent up. Okay, somebody sent him. Called up means the big guys called for him to be sent up. Same meaning, really. Okay, Heidi, number 9.
Stuart will soon change his mind. I know how to pick through center. How to center?
How to center on him. No, not exactly. To center on something is to focus on. Really, same meaning.
Yeah. What meaning I need to put in?
Okay, he'll soon change his mind, but okay, never mind that. We can't really trust him. So instead of going through Stuart, I don't want to go through Stuart. I want to avoid Stuart.
Mm-hmm.
So what is that? I know how to avoid him.
Change his mind or what we need to do?
Okay, because Stuart is unreliable, he will change his mind. I'm not going to deal with Stuart directly. I want to avoid him.
Avoid.
Yeah, avoid. I know how to avoid him is the idea.
Kick out him. Show off.
Huh?
What?
No. No. I know how to avoid him. The closest meaning here is get around. Okay, get round him. British say get round. Americans say get around him.
Like I found workaround in this in something.
Like similar.
Workaround similar. Yeah.
Similar to the idea of a workaround. You're not going directly, but you're going around a problem. You have a problem, so you're going to work around it. Yes, exactly the same idea. You also would hear go around. I'm going to just go around him and go directly to the big boss. You're avoiding him. You're not going straight through somebody or something. You can get around a problem as well. Same thing as a workaround. I can get around the problem by adding a spring here and attaching it there. So I'm avoiding the problem. I'm going around it. It's very, very common, by the way. British say round as a preposition or as a particle in a phrasal verb. Every single time. I've yet to see that when this is not the case. Every single time British say round, but Americans say around with an A. Around. Okay. Go around. Like that. Okay. Center on, I talked through. To pick through doesn't fit this sentence whatsoever in no way, shape, or form. To pick through something, you might pick through your old clothes to decide which ones you want to keep and which ones you want to throw away. Okay? So you pick through a number of objects to basically sort them. Oh, well, we also use sort through, as a matter of fact. Pretty much the same exact meaning. Tell on, I know how to tell on him. Well, to tell on somebody is to go to an authority and tell them the bad thing that he did. So if I'm going to tell on Stuart, I would tell Stuart's mother, I don't know, or boss, or the police about something bad he did. You tell on somebody. All right. We usually use this for children. Okay. All right. If we're adults, then you rat somebody out. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Number 10. Let's continue here. Nader, Nicole's been in a mood for days now. I wish she'd something it. And again, we have a 3-word phrasal verb here. Nicole's been in a mood. Well, what do we mean when we say she's in a mood? This is not good, all right? Of course, we have good moods and bad moods. But if you simply say in English someone is in a mood, it's negative. It's bad. Cranky, angry, depressed, or both. Okay, I wish Nicole, I wish she would what? She would something. Yeah, there you go. Snap out of it. All right, snap out of it. Come out of it quickly. Okay, someone who's unconscious or someone who's in shock. You try to get them to snap out of it. Come back to reality. Okay, is the idea. Again, there are some phrasal verbs which are in fact 3-word phrasal verbs. Okay, and all of these, well, no, not the last one, but mess about with something, or fiddle with something. You mess about with something, you kind of play with it, but maybe not seriously. All right, I messed about with the car for an hour, but I don't know how to fix it like that. I don't know what I need to do to fix it. Okay, so, all right, if you mess around, you're not really serious. We use mess in a lot of different sort of expressions and idioms, but it goes to show, abstractly, it means you're not very serious about it. Oh, I messed around with Taekwondo for a while, but I never got very serious about it. Look down on, okay, the opposite is look up to. You look up to someone, you admire them, you idolize them. If you look down on them, you feel superior to them, you feel they are inferior to you, and subordinate to you. So if you look down on someone under you, who you think is under you socially or otherwise. Okay, show through. I don't really know what that means, actually. Show through, I don't know if it's close to, okay, his true personality showed through. I guess I do know what it means. In the end, his true personality showed through means finally, similar to the idea we could see through him. Okay, we knew what he was really like. Okay, but usually we use it kind of more passively. His real feelings showed through.
Sorry, teacher, because I'm not following for a minute. What was the answer? Sorry for that.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, I wish she'd snap out of it. I wish she'd snap out of it. Okay, meaning suddenly come back to reality.
Okay, snap out.
And it can be like this, very abstract, as in this example, or it actually can be quite physical. Someone gets hit in the head and they're sitting there basically in a daze. Snap out of it. You see this in the movies all the time. Somebody slaps someone across the face and they say, snap out of it. They're trying to get them to come back to reality. Yeah, okay. Khaled, actually. How about number 11 here?
11. Because I'm thinking for number 12, but anyway, we don't usually act like that. We don't usually act like that. We got by excitement of the auction. What's the name of auction, please? Because auction, it means some show.
Occasion.
Occasion.
Yeah, occasion. Auction is a different word, something totally different. Occasion is an event. Okay. A wedding is an occasion. Okay.
Events, right? Some event, right?
Some event, yeah.
Yeah, some event.
New Year's
Okay.
Eve, something like that.
We got pointed out. No, we got. I think strung up.
I hope not. Let me explain why I said that. Okay, strung up can be very physical, concrete. We strung up Christmas lights in front of my house. Okay, the lights are on a string, and we put them up. Very physical. All right, very physical as well. If you string up a person, it means you hang them by a rope by the neck till they're dead. That's not good.
Sure, definitely is not right. Moved on, maybe.
No.
Also physical, yeah.
Well, no, not necessarily. Moved on is very emotional. If you move on, okay, it took him 3 years to move on from the breakup. He was stuck on the girl for 3 years, and finally he moved on and met somebody else. Mm-hmm. He moved on emotionally, is what that means.
I think pointed out.
And no. You point out. I'm going to point out to you what this means. If I point something out, I direct your attention to it. Hey, look over there in that tree. There's a parrot. I'm pointing it out. I may be actually literally pointing with my finger. So I need to point out to you that that's not what he said at all. Okay, I can point out to you a fact or something someone said. So I can point out something quite physical or something quite abstract, no matter. So actually, the answer is carried away. We got carried away. Obviously, physically, totally different meaning. Okay, you pick something up and you move in another direction, you carry it away. But abstractly, if you get carried away, you're very excited, and usually it means that you did something you really shouldn't have done. Okay, people who have a protest get carried away and start burning cars and throwing rocks at policemen. All right, they really probably shouldn't do that. Okay, they just get carried away. So you can get carried away. Usually there's something negative that happens. The degree of how bad it is, of course, can vary to truly horrible to just mildly annoying. You know, I can try to scare you on Halloween, and I can scare you so bad that you jump and you bump your head. All right, I'm sorry. I got a little carried away. I was excited about the Halloween. Okay. There is asking me a question about pronunciation of A and in carry, marry. Okay. Why do we do that? Gosh. I don't know. I think it has to do with the Y at the end of the word. I'm not precisely sure. I think it's similar to when we put in a vowel, a consonant, and then E. It's always a long sound. I think maybe the same. Of course, there's exceptions, so please don't really quote me. This is really just what I think. I think it often happens when we have a Y at the end of the word. Just for example, how crazy it is, I don't know. Nader, Mary and Mary are pronounced the same word, same way. Merry Christmas. Will you marry me? Will you marry me, Mary, on Merry Christmas? Okay. They're all basically pronounced the same exact way. Okay, Lon. I'm going to try number 12, please.
Yes. The smell of hot butter toast takes me back to my childhood.
Very good. Excellent, Lon. Takes me back. It helps me remember. All right. It takes me back to a time that was much more peaceful. Okay. Right. So here we just have the preposition or particle back. Hold back, I think we already talked about. Restrain. Take back. You take back something you gave somebody and you take it back. Set back are usually, of course, not usually, they're negative things. A setback is a delay. All right, so definitely takes me back is the only possible answer here. Okay, last one in the group here. Felipe, number 13.
Okay. Marcia's dog was killed by a car and it took her some time to get over the shock.
Excellent. Get over the shock. Make sure you've got the SH sound. Shock.
Shock.
That's it. Okay. Okay, get over something. Yes, you recover emotionally. Very common to hear English speakers say, just get over it. If their friend is obsessing about whatever, a girl or an insult, a perceived insult, you may chastise them. You may tell them to just get over. Oh, come on, just get over it already, right? If you do without something, you manage without it. You're able to you can do without it. You can. It's fine. You can be without it and still manage to do whatever you got to do. I can do without cinnamon for my cake. It's okay. I don't need the cinnamon. It'll be all right. Come round can mean to visit. Come round to my house when you have time. Again, same thing. What I said before about American and British. Come around, not just come round. Or it can mean to regain consciousness, to wake up from being knocked out. You come round. Fill out. You can fill out a form with writing, meaning you fill out the whole form. Or to fill out can mean you gain weight. I'm starting to fill out around my waist. But in reality, when you say fill out, it's more like a young teenage boy or girl who comes into a normal adult size. They fill out. Perhaps they were too skinny. They become a normal size. If we're getting too fat, like myself, we don't normally actually use fill out. Okay, last one here. When Nancy saw the mess the burglar had left, she broke down in tears. Okay, she suddenly started to cry. Not wipe off. Wipe off is very physical. Very physical. There's no abstract. You wipe off the tears. You wipe off your windshield in your car. She came apart. Almost could be. If somebody comes apart, they come apart emotionally. Fall apart. It's very similar. Yeah. But the thing is, she broke down in tears is the whole phrase. It's almost idiomatic. So the whole thing together, broke down in tears, is usually. Came apart is very similar. Fall apart. It means you emotionally can't handle it. Went under. If somebody goes under, well, we can use it. Goes under the knife, for example. If somebody goes under, they lose consciousness quite physically. Or sometimes we also use go under the knife to mean surgery. Okay. And thank you very much, but I've got to be going. Thanks a lot. Hope you learned a little bit. We'll see you next time here on Verbling. All right.
Thank